assessment of the Raising Cane joint, the 6 and 7, the last two, maybe even the last three. I've been watching them, but I ain't giving my little opinion on it or nothing. But I see a couple of pointers that I just want to point out, man. Like, the first one is, you know, them showing that Omar Epps is really Kanan's father. That joint did crazy. Because we dealing with Rock, who's the street chick, supposed to be at the top of the food chain. So she already know, under no circumstances do you give anything to save a cop, to help a cop, to point a cop in the right direction, to do anything with a cop. You know what I mean? I'm talking about from the street perspective, not where I'm at today in 2021. But I just want y'all to know how it is. You know what I mean? Because I lived on both sides. You know what I mean? Under no circumstances do you save a cop. So all that about Kanan saving him, that's crap. Now, as far as her sending Kanan out to kill him, now that was cruddy. She should have never asked her son to do a woman's job. You got an issue with that man, you handle your business. That's the way the street work, not the way Unique work in 2021. Let's get it right. I'm going to keep saying that so that y'all don't try and twist this up. You know what I mean? But bottom line, Rock should have went out and handled her business. You know what I mean? She knew what she was doing the whole time when she had her brother, Lulu, steal the joint out of Unique's car. So this was premeditated. This is called murder. She's not killing to survive, to save her name, to keep her family secret. You know what I mean? That's cold-blooded murder because it was premeditated. They went and stole Unique jacket, came back, said they made it look like it was Unique sitting out there with the jacket. So somebody see him, they'll say they see Unique running away with a big thing on the back of his jacket. I mean, come on, my nigga. You know what I mean? Come on, my nigga. You know, so that's where we at with that. But then now, as far as Kanan killing his father, I know a homie that killed his father. You know what I mean? If I tell his story, I'll run it down to you. But the way it was Jamaican, you understand what I'm saying? And I know a lot of Jamaicans already know this story. Homie's father was getting money, you know, a couple of grand a day in the store, whatever. Dude wanted the store, said that his father had the store was making money, and he felt it was his. You know what I mean? He felt like king of the jungle. So being that he felt like he was king of the jungle and it was his, he did what he had to do, and he pushed up on it. You know what I mean? And killed his father and took the store. You know what I mean? True life story. He killed his father and took the store. You know what I mean? So now his stepmother's supposed to testify against him. You know what I mean? And that's the only witness, you know? She winds up getting killed. You know what I'm saying? But that's how the jungle works. You know, I'm just trying to let y'all know how the jungle works, man. The jungle is nothing to play with. You know what I mean? This whole thing is real. So don't get it twisted. You come in the jungle, there is no rules, but there's honor amongst men. You understand? There's honor amongst thieves. And there's honor amongst criminals in the jungle. We talking about the jungle right now. We ain't talking about where Unique in 2021. We talking about where Unique survived back in the 80s and 90s and the 70s. You know what I mean? That's what I'm talking about. You know what I mean? I'm just giving y'all some wisdom. But like I said, under no circumstances, you know, talking about Raising Cane joint, under no circumstances do a criminal give anything to save a cop. If a cop is drowning, you understand what I'm saying? You wouldn't throw him a life raft. If a cop was on fire, you wouldn't piss on him to put him out. Remember, I'm telling you that. This shit is gritty, man. You know what I mean? So that's where we at, you know? But now, let's talk about, you know, Jukebox and her father's little situation. You know what I mean? You know, we talking about back in the 80s and the mentality that made it. You know, we homophobic. Last thing you want to hear is that your girl, you know what I mean, is bisexual or whatever titles you want to put on it. That's the last thing you want to hear about your daughter back then, your sister, anybody. You know what I mean? Because, you know, back then, they had derogatory names, butches, dykes. You know what I mean? You know, oh, come on, man. You know? So they was outcasts. You know what I mean? They had to stick and move and keep under the covers how they move. You know what I mean? So I'm just letting you know that I can understand where the father was at mentally. You understand what I'm saying? But I don't agree with what he did physically. You know what I mean? That was the crazy part. You know what I mean? And he went a little bit too far to me, you know what I mean? Verbally too. But, you know, back in those days, those are the words you'll be thinking and those are the words that will come out. You know what I mean? So, you know, it is what it is. We talking about back in 88 and we talking about back here now in 2021, you know? But, yeah, Jukebox, she winds up getting with the cop now, it looks like. She, you know, cousin up to the cop. So the cop, that's how she becomes a cop in the future episodes that I heard about that I didn't see yet, that I might sit down and watch. You know what I mean? But the lady done got to her by telling her that she too was gay and had a female lover named Megan. You know what I mean? Another little, you know, in their little circle. So that's where that's at. But that's the Raising Kanan joint, man. Because then, if you want to talk, you know, let's talk about some little errors that I seen in the joint. Like when Rock was loading up the gun. You understand what I'm saying? She took out one glove to put the bullets in. We know the casings is going to jump out, so you don't want your fingerprints on the casings. We got that. But you're also supposed to put your glove on the other hand because you don't want your fingerprints on the clip in case they get the pistol. You can't say it's not yours with your fingerprints on the clip. That means you dropped the clip, held it, and then put it back in there. So that means that's your possession because your fingerprints is on the clip. Rock is supposed to know better than that as a queen pin. Let's get that right. She's supposed to know better than that as a queen pin as well. You know what I mean? All right. So, you know, that's one of the little flaws I see. Then we go back to old Mel now. When Mel went to go shoot Unique and all that, boom, 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 I respect the way Unique grabbed his son, covered his son, and tried to save his son. You know what I mean? That joint there was fire. You know, that's how it's supposed to go out. But what I didn't like is Mel didn't even have on no gloves. He handling Thompson machine guns and everything that'll get you forever in a day in jail where you never come out again. If you on the street and you getting ready to go out, you getting ready to put in work, you make sure that you're prepared in case you got to throw the pistol, you know what I mean, before you get a chance to dismantle it and throw it in one of the rivers, you know what I mean? I ain't gonna call out no names, you know, like Hudson, you know, Pacific, you know what I mean? I ain't just saying a couple of names. And let's not forget, you know, the Prospect Park joint, you know what I mean? You know, when you dump your joints, you throw your joints, and you do what you got to do. But to see him doing a shootout of that magnitude, where we talking about bodies would have been dropping. So, you know, when they came in, if anything go wrong and they catch you with that, you know what that shit add up to, man. That's forever and a day. So, you know, I didn't agree with that. You know what I mean? But now let's talk about Rock. Let's talk about Rock and Mel. You know, remember Rock put Mel out. Mel said he just want to be a man, want to be respected. We got all that with Mel. You know what I mean? But now they beefing. So they beefing and she gets information from Symphony, her man, that the white girl, Rachel, is not to be trusted. You understand what I'm saying? So now she got the information that she's not supposed to be trusted, that's supposed to go to her brother, but she's not talking to her brother. Do she tell her brother or do she not tell her brother? You know what I mean? The answer is, regardless what you're going through, when it comes life-threatening or time of danger, physical harm or anything like that, everything is out the window. We protect each other. And then after that, we could go back to being mad. So right there, she better get up off her high horse and hurry up and sit down and tell Mel what Symphony told her about the white girl, Rachel, that run the rest of the nightclub that he work at with the bar. You understand what I'm saying? So, you know, that's how that's supposed to be. So just so you understand, that's the little Raising Cane joint, you know what I mean? But it's crazy. I want you to also know that, you know, like, let's talk about when Mel buried the body. I think it was season 6. You know what I mean? By season 6, Mel buried the maintenance man body in the thing and he wrapped him up in plastic. All that looked good. You know what I mean? But we got what we call Bradhurst, where they used to, you know, mummify the bodies and put the bodies all up in Bradhurst. They already took them out. It's all on YouTube, so y'all can't say nigga telling nothing. But the brothers that was putting the joints up in the joints, when you wrap a body up in a joint, man, you know what I mean? Remember he shot him 2 times with a nail and he covered him up with the wall? Boom, foul. I don't know where they got that from. That writer should have been fired for that right there alone. You got to wrap the head up. If you don't wrap the head up along with the rest of the torso, then the stink is going to leak out. You know what I mean? And then you don't put it in a modern building because you know it's going to be found within the next 5 to 10 years. You know what I mean? When they do any type of renovation on it. So he should have went and did like they did back in the days and found an old abandoned building. You understand what I'm saying? And hope it crumpled on it enough that when people come in the bulldozer pull it out, that they ain't nothing to pull out, no bodies or nothing, because it's just taking everything as garbage. That's how they did it back in the 80s, man. Now they put him in somebody's apartment. Come on, dog. And then in the apartment that you getting ready to go work in, he gonna come up missing as the man that's supposed to supervise that. You understand what I'm saying? Then when they find him in that building, you understand what I'm saying? Then now they gonna grab your crazy self, you and your whole goddamn family, and your money that you're stashing and drugs in the apartment that you're getting to work in. But y'all see where I'm at with this? Y'all paying attention? You know what I mean? I'm giving y'all some real street jewels, man. I'm gonna start a joint. I'll probably do one right after this called The Jungle. Well, I'm going to teach you how to survive in the jungle. I'm going to talk to you from 88 perspectives, so don't get it twisted. That's all it is, and that's all it was. You know what I mean? But right now, today, 2021, I'm not in that frame of mind, but I still know how to survive in the jungle. You know what I mean? So I'm going to let this one ride.
Cheers, cheers, toast the crime, the crime, the crime, the crime, the crime. Ken of 26. He back on the strip, getting back in the mix. What he mentions a gift. You stand up 10 toes down, and I suggest you pay attention to this. Take a little gully posse and put it in Harlem. He cut from the bottom, came up from the bottom. Drop the book, you should go and get it. The Instagram page and the YouTube, you could go and visit. Then you could consider yourself LinkedIn. Sit front row and get Jews from a kingpin. How he went through it, so you ain't gotta go do it. To not pay attention would be stupid. Talking about a man that probably put your grandfather on. Probably the reason that him and your grams got along. A man that generated millions on the block, did his time, never squilling to the cops, make an audio. Get it live like 2 G's in the 90s. Drop top beamer so shiny. I let shorty go, she was whining. Treat her like my past, she behind me. Spend a couple bands on the Dapper Dan. You be back again, getting green like a Packers fan. No cap, it's a raw in Uptown. They be horn uptown, Dominican bust downs. Now we on the positive, we got a lot to give. Now he trying to stop the kids from being inoperative. So take heed, homie, lend an ear. He started in Uptown, he gon' finish dead. But now it ain't about selling drugs, buying cars. It's about buying property to make the community ours. So we can give back to the youth them. Cause they the truth them. And bless up to all the root men.